this video, we're talking about addition of like terms. When we say like terms, we mean two terms that have the exact same letters or variables raised to the same exponents. Constants or whole numbers are also like terms, but if you have a constant in front of some variables, it's just telling you how many of those variables you have. So for example, if I look at this first expression, I have negative 2xy. So my term here is xy. I have negative 2 of them. I want to see if there are any other values in this expression where I have xy's. Well, here I have just 3x. I don't have a y, so that's not a like term. This is just a whole number, so that's not a like term. I don't have x or y. Here I have a negative 4yx. But remember, when I have things that are multiplied together, I can use the commutative property to switch the order. Negative 4yx is the same as negative 4xy. And in fact, when you see this, you should go ahead and flip the order, because convention tells us that we always want to put our variables or our letters in alphabetical order. So negative 4yx is the same as negative 4xy. So then if I look at this term along with the first term, this is telling me that I have negative 2xy's, and this is telling me that I have negative 4xy's. If I add negative 2 and negative 4 together, I know that I have a total of negative 6xy's. So that's going to be the sum of those two, and now I can say that I've dealt with these terms here. Now what if I look at the other terms? I have a positive 3x, and here I have a negative 2x. So if I just remember that the 3 and the negative 2 are like coefficients on these x terms, I have 3 x's, and then I take away or subtract 2 x's, and I'm just left with 1x, because 3 minus 2 is 1. So I could say plus 1x, but remember, we never usually write the 1 in algebra because it's just an understood 1. So we'll just go ahead and say plus x, and that takes care of these two. Now all we have left is this positive 4. There are no like terms to combine it with, so I just say plus 4, and that's how I use like terms to simplify this expression. Let's look at this other example here. We have a positive 2xyz. That's not the same as 3xy because there's no z variable involved in this term. But if I have negative 5zyx, remember by the commutative property, this is the same as negative 5xyz when I put my variables in order. So now I have a positive 2xyz. I'm taking away 5xyz's. That's going to give me a negative 3xyz. And now that takes care of these terms here, and I'm just left with a positive 3xy. I have nothing to combine that with. So the only thing I can do to simplify this further, I usually like to lead with a positive if I can. So we have 3xy, we move that positive value to the front, and then subtract 3xyz. Since this was a negative value, I want to put it second, so I start with a positive. So that's how you use like terms to simplify these kinds of expressions.